Hello everyone, my name is Kush Tekriwal and today I will be presenting my final project for Artificial Intelligence CSE 573 final project. For my final project, I have implemented BERT to classify fanfiction reviews. For the past 2 years, I have been researching at the Human-Centered Data Science Lab under Dr. Cecilia Aragon. We have scraped a dataset from fanfiction.net that contains information on the stories authors write as well as the reviews they receive. We believe that this community acts as a form of distributed mentoring, and we define distributed mentoring as a complex, interwoven tapestry of interactive, cumulatively sophisticated advice and informal instruction. Previous researchers at this research lab have identified 13 categories for the types of reviews an author receives. And my task for this project was to classify each review into one of these 13 categories. So for example, I have listed some of these categories in the table on the left. So a shallow positive review are reviews that do not provide any specific feedback about the text. So an example review could be great story or good job. Similarly, update encouragement reviews encourage the author to write more. So an example review would be, please update soon. So my task was to classify each of the reviews into one of these 13 categories. Now my training data was around 8,000 data points that were manually classified by previous participants at the UW Human-Centered Lab. I split this 8,000 reviews into my training and testing data, and the results that are shown on the right are evaluated on my test data set. My measures for success of performance were accuracy, precision, and recall to provide a more holistic perspective, as this is a classification task. My baseline models were ALLO, which is an open source tool, logistic regression, naive Bayes, and SVM. As I mentioned earlier, I used BERT, which is a pre-training language model, which is highly contextual and deeply bidirectional. BERT leverages two pre-training tasks, masked language model and next sentence prediction. So I downloaded the pre-trained weights of BERT and then fine-tuned it on my downstream task of classifying the reviews. Now the reviews are shown on the right. The reason I have 3 tables is because I performed one versus all classification for each of these categories rather than multi-class classification. As you can see, for shallow positive, BERT beat all my baseline models in accuracy, precision, and recall. This was consistent even with combined target and updated encouragement. So overall, BERT consistently outperformed my baseline models when trying to predict the category for a review. The entire data set on our database contains nearly 150 million reviews, and the next step is to classify all these reviews using this BERT model. With these categories defined, we can now answer questions that inform the community on how to effectively impact and interact with each other. For example, we can now answer questions such as, does substantive targeted reviews improve the author's writing? Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation.